because he said a lot already. And but I think that one of the biggest things that I noticed was very similar to what Michael said. Was about how opposites. You make connections between things that are opposites, like the black and the white. Like when you hear black people and then you hear white people, you make a very you subconsciously make a connection between the two. Just like if you hear, I don't know if you know the company called North Face, the North Face. There's also a company that came up in, I don't know when it was, but it's called South Butt. And if you see a thing called South Butt, the first thing you make a connection to is North Face, because one is North Face and one is South Butt. So this, adjective, noun, it's the parallelism again. Yeah, and so what's a butt? Yeah. This is your butt. This is your face. This is the north. This is the south. Okay. Yeah, and that's the logo. You see the logo looks like that? But then the North Face logo, can you show us the North Face logo? The North Face logo is just the opposite of that. See right here. So in one, the logo goes this way, and in the other one, the logo goes that way. Can you move this over here? No, move this one. Anyway, you get the point. Yeah, so in this case, of course, the North Face sued the South Butt. And what actually ended up happening was that the North Face bought out the South Butt. And so I guess in that case, both ended up getting what they wanted out of it. Because the South Butt was actually created by a college student who wanted some money and ended up creating this. So, yeah. So all he wanted was money, and so the North Face gave him what he wanted, and the North Face got what they wanted too. Then another thing that I noticed, especially you pointed it out at the very end, was about how in different countries there are different laws, different trademark laws, and that contributes a lot to who ends up winning the case. Because if some of these cases, for example, let's see, for example, you said in Darlie and the Whiteman, in Taiwan they lost, the Darlie lost, but in China they won, right? It's the same case, but in different countries you get different results based on the trademark laws. And I thought it was really, really interesting that Darlie ended up, they put Whiteman under themselves in China. And so it's like, okay, in Taiwan we're like separate, we can't be the same, blah, blah, blah. But then in China they go and they make it their own. So, so they're trying to be separate, but then they connect themselves in a different country. So, yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Basically different, for example, each of the cases that we've looked at so far have been prosecuted in a different country, and I think it would be interesting to see if some of the other cases that we've looked at, like the iPhone versus iPhone and whatever, if, for example, if iPhone versus iPhone were in the US, I'm sure that the American iPhone would have won, but it wasn't, so too bad for them. But, so if you ever want to do a trademark infringement, make sure that you know what country you're going into. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, now I can give the floor back to the group. You can divide the class into 6 groups or how many groups you want. and to discuss the two questions for 10 minutes, okay? And then we can take a break.
We count from here 1 to 6, and we divided our class into 6 groups.